This is Bluewater Horizon, and I'm Che Chan-he. The sea has always shaped with our destiny. Together, let's explore the history, strategy, and truth that the world often ignores. If Taiwan falls, the first island chain will collapse. China will break into the Pacific, and the balance of Asia will shudder. South Korea cannot survive a single day without the sea. Oil, LNG, and food, our lifelines, all come across the ocean. If China commands these waters, Korea's economy will stop. Our factories will fall silent, and even bread on the table will vanish. This is the urgent truth the world must face. History has always turned it on the sea. In the Aegean, the shape of Minoan Crete luled the waves and gave birth to the brilliant civilization. Rome once called it the Mediterranean, its lake, and when Rome's navy collapsed, the empire soon followed. During the age of exploration, Spain and Portugal across the oceans, pouring gold and silver into Europe. The Dutch built their empire on merchant fleets, and finally, Britain triumphed at Trafalgar under Admiral Nelson, securing command of the seas and launching the Industrial Revolution and global empire. Whoever commands the sea commands history. In East Asia, naval innovation was not born with Japan or Britain. In the late 16th century, Korea's Admiral Yi Sun-shin devised the crane wing formation, a concave line of warship that enveloped the enemy and delivered concentrated firepower. It was centuries ahead of its time, the ancestor of the line ahead tactics and the famous maneuver of crossing the T. Admiral Yi was in debt, in truth, Nelson before Nelson. When Japan opened to the West in the 19th century, it learned a modern naval doctrine from Britain. But in actual battle, the victories at Yalu in 1894 and Tsushima in 1905 would not marry a copy of British manuals. They were the application of Admiral Yi's principle: concentrated fire, range superiority, disciplined battle lines. Japan used this adapted crane wing logic to crush China, then Russia, and lies the dominant power in East Asia. The price of Japan's ascent was Korea's colonization, silently accepted by the United States. But once again, history was split by the sea. At the end of the Pacific War, the United States unleashed not tactics, but science. Einstein's physics, the atomic bomb. Hiroshima and Nagasaki announced the dawn of a new age. Yet America's true foundation of power was not only the bomb, it was shipbuilding. The Liberty ships, built in Kaiser's yard through a hub and spoke system of mass production, launched in weeks, sometimes in days. U-boats sank them, but America built faster than they could be destroyed. This industrial mobilization, together with nuclear power, made the United States the global leader after British. Now, look at the Pacific today. If Taiwan falls, the first island chain, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, the Philippines will break. China will move directly into the Pacific. And East Asia will tremble under its pressure. South Korea is the most vulnerable link. Our energy, our food, our industry all depend on sea lanes through the Taiwan Strait and South China Sea. If China controls them, Korea cannot last even a day. Factories will stop, lights will go out, and dinner tables will be empty. Yet our society and media refuse to speak this simple truth. That silence is the greatest danger. Therefore, today I make this declaration. Jindo Shipyard. As Admiral Yi defended our nation with the crane wing formation off Jindo's coast, today we must build Jindo into the shipyard of world history. America's Navy is in crisis, its fleet weakened. Now, yet in Korea, many people do not even recognize the danger we face. This truth has not sunk into our society. It is America that must help Koreans understand this reality. And it is America that must request Korea's help. One more practical point must be stressed. If the United States expects a rapid surge in warship production, these ships cannot simply be added to the Korea's existing commercial shipyards. The global shipbuilding market is becoming with merchant vessels, with commercial orders carry higher margins and urgent schedules. For Korea's large yards, U.S. warship contract would bring little appeal and would inevitably be pushed to the back of the line. This means rapid combat shipbuilding is not realistic in existing framework. This is why a dedicated shipyard must be built in a third location, Jindo being the symbolic candidate, separate from Korea's commercial yard. The United States should request this facility because America itself no longer has the domestic shipbuilding capacity it once had, while Korea does. And there is already a potential solution. Korea has committed to invest over $150 billion into MASGA funds in the United States. A portion of that commitment could be used to finance the construction of Jindo dedicated yard, transforming an industrial investment into a strategic lifeline for the Pacific. From Jindo, we can build U.S. warships at unmatched speed, defend Taiwan, and secure Pacific. 150 years ago, Korea received grace through missionaries. Now, with Jindo as the new crane wing formation, Korea and the United States together can guard freedom and democracy across the Pacific. Many say America is declining, confused, burdened with the debt shaking, the confidence of allies. Yet even so, Korea cannot live under China's shadow. That path is the end of freedom, the end of democracy, the end of our history as we know it. The truth is clear. Korea and America must stand together. Lee Sun-shin once defended Korea with innovation and courage. Now, Korea must step forward with America, shoulder to shoulder, to open a new age of freedom. Korea is no longer a follower. We are called it to be a leading nation, the protagonist of world history. This is the destiny we must claim. I'm grateful you've spent this time with me. If you want to keep working this journey, please subscribe to Bluewater Horizon. Let's uncover the real story of the sea side by side.